Right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Potsy FM with me, Potsy. Today we're going to go through season four, just a January transfer window, and a bit of a mid-season update for you. As you can see, it's deadline day. We've got a couple of our players being linked with moves away. Endrick to Man United, Sesko to Chelsea, and Cousins to PSG. Can't envision any of them happening. I'm not looking to offload anyone. I'm not really looking to bring one in, but so quite a deadline expected. But we'll see what the day throws up. I mean, some of these figures being tight around could tempt us to dive into the market. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So, as expected, very quiet January window. Just the one in and one out. Nothing really happened on deadline day, so I'm glad I didn't show you that. I'll show you the transfers we did do. I'm starting with the one player we lost. This man, Gerson Drenthe. He's only left the club on loan, so he's one for we've got an eye on for the future. But nonetheless, I thought we'd loan him out to Dusseldorf to see how he gets on in the Bundesliga. As you can see, he's already got a goal for them, so he's doing what we sent him out there to do. And the one player in is Asan Udrago from Schalke. He's a wonder kid. He's been on many of people's wonder kid list. We had him on loan earlier in the save with a view to buy him, but he got recalled as he didn't play enough for us at the time. But just felt now's the right time to move for him. He can play a couple of positions that we're going to look at. Brought him in primarily for that attacking midfielder role, and he can also cover the central midfield. He can play up front if we need him to. Yeah, got big hopes for this one. Cost us a fair chunk of money, but I'm confident that given time, it will prove more than worth it. So, in terms of how it's going this season, as you can see, we are running away with the league. We've got a 20-point cushion on Dortmund, thanks to Bayern Munich just dropping points there. Endrick's top scorer by a couple of goals, and we're really, really dominant in this league this season. Only the one blip, which was the Leverkusen game. Everything else has been a win. Maybe that's a sign that we need to draw this save to a close, but we're looking for that one more Champions League win before we do. Speaking of Champions League, we comfortably came fourth in the league phase. I say comfortably. It was within 1 point. We didn't play any of the other teams with us, so it went down to goal difference. Um, but yeah, I was always confident we were going to automatically qualify for the last 16. 7 wins and 1 defeat, which was a disappointing one to Lazio. Thought that was one we should have won, to be honest, given some of the ones that we did win. You look at that, we beat Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. But yeah, the last top two there, the Rosenborg and the Young Boys, really bumped up our goal difference because we were struggling to score for large portions of the Champions League. But we haven't had the draw for the next round yet. So I'll probably bring you this at the end of the episode. In terms of fixtures, what's going on, there's not really a lot to keep you interested. So what I'll do, probably play this Werder Bremen game for you. I'll play through these and then we'll bring you the first leg, the draw first, and then we'll bring you the first leg of the round of 16 in the Champions League, see how we're going from there. So here's the team that's going to take care of Werder Bremen, we hope. Costa in goal, Gvardiol left back, Kim Min-jae back from suspension, Tony Silva and Timber. Moretti is going to cover the half-back role as Bellingham is suspended. We're going to go Mariba and the Dom, and Cuckoo behind Endrick, and Mohamed Ali is going to play instead of Sesko, who hasn't been in great form this season, as you can see from his goals here. He's just not the player that we thought we were keeping, that we fought so hard to keep from the clutches of other clubs. But we'll see what the summer brings. Maybe it's time for him to move on. I don't really want to lose him. He's one of my boys, but ultimately, when you've got other strikers banging in goals like Endrick is really caught fire this season. Cho's come in and done a wonderful job. So maybe it is Sesko or Vitor Roque that we might have to look at moving on. We'll see what the window brings. If there's no bids, I'm not overly keen to sell either of them, to be honest. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll win the Champions League and that won't be an issue. As Mariba's got the ball in the midfield, he looks back to Kim Min-jae, who goes on a little run down the left with it. Can he find the ball in? Gets right to the byline, and he cuts it back to Endrick, who steals in at the near post, puts it across the keeper. That's 1-0. I mean, that was Kim Min-jae. Look at this run. They just couldn't cope with him. Thought he took a touch too many there, and he could have been tackled, but he found a way to Endrick. Endrick scores again. That boy is on fire. 4 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Rude Boys. As you can see there in the latest score section, Bayern Munich dropped more points to Gladbach. Yeah, so just making it even more comfortable for us at the top. Quiet game. We've got a free kick for Bremen here, who's swinging in, and it didn't miss by much, but Costa looked like he had it covered. The story of this sort of season really is this kind of thing. We've been getting 1-0 up at half time or 0-0. We tend to score more of our goals in the second half as teams tie up. At Gvardiol looks for Endrick. There we go, 2-0. Just as I say that we don't score many first half goals, Endrick goes and proves me wrong. Gvardiol, great play down the left again. We seem really strong down the left. Here he is at all the space he's run into. They can't cope with it. Pulls it straight across the goal and ends it with a tap in. The kind of goal that Šeško was scoring last year. He's probably sitting on the bench wondering why he's not on the end of it, or when in the last game when he was playing, that he didn't get any tap ins like Endrick's got so far. But you've got to be in the right place at the right time. As we lump it forward a bit to Cho, and Cuckoo picks up the second ball. Looks for Endrick. Endrick plays in Cho. Cho's in, and should have put that one away for 3-0, but good save from their keeper. So I'm a bit happier with the sort of shots on goal after making those coaching changes earlier in the season. Really improved that shots on target ratio as Mariba brings it forward and strikes one from. Oh my good God, what a goal that was! Oh, you do not save them, keeper. Mariba, look, everyone's sort of bent over there in disbelief, trying to catch their breath. This was a fantastic strike. Gvardiol here plays it into Mariba. Mariba brings it forward and strikes it from an absolute mile out and finds that postage stamp in the top right corner. Keeper's had his hands on his head. I mean, yeah, two keepers wouldn't have saved that. As the Dom swings in the corner and Tony Silva at the near post. Oh, that Szoboszlai Silva combination from the corners is working an absolute treat in this save. Probably put about 25 goals from that combination. I'll check after the game how many goals Silva scored in his Red Bull Leipzig career, and I would put money on all of them being, well, not all of them, but 90% of them being supplied by Szoboszlai. In the last game, he actually got one from the back post, but it was from a free kick from out wide, not a corner. As we're 4-0 up at half time, we're flying. And Chowan and Kunku don't really know what they're doing to be on 6.9 and 6.7, but let's not dig too much into details like that when we're 4-0 up. And Cuckoo's straight up to a 7, and he's back down to a 6.9. He's up and down, that fella. Same as Cho, he's getting up and down. Come on, let's have a highlight so we're not just looking at these player ratings for a whole half of football as we go to the hour mark with nothing really happening in the second half. Here we go, first highlight down the left, as usual. Endrick there, Mariba. Looks for Timber at the back post. Timber finds the Dom. The Dom slides it in. He's been assisting everything so far this season. He gets himself on the score sheet this time with a fantastic low finish from a Timber cross, as you can see here. This pass from Mariba, he thought it just too high for Timber, but he keeps it in, keeps his composure, finds that pass, pinpoint pass, pinpoint finish, and it's 5. It's 1 yellow card away from suspension. Just gonna get 20 minutes left. I'm gonna look at making a couple of changes. Maybe he's one of them. If we're gonna look at preserving him for both fitness wise and keep him off the suspended list. Silva's a bit tired. Haven't got any more centre backs to play. Any of these play centre back? No, that's because his face got suspended in the last game, Perez. So that's annoying. We'll bring Odrado on for Szoboszlai there. Just change that to, I think he likes it on attack. So let's see if he can get himself forward. Cho's not having a great game, so we'll let Vitor Roque come on and have a run. And I think we'll just move him to centre back, and we'll bring on Goosens, who needs a bit of fitness coming back from injury. We're 5-0 up. There's no point going too mad. Our old boy Christensen in goal for them. Not had a happy return to the Rude Boy Arena. As Silva, his last combinations before these guys go off, looks for Cho. Mariba goes back to Silva. Silva looks to go on a little bit of a run. Timber looks for Nkuku. I think they're getting a bit fed up on me saying everything's coming down the left. They're trying to get something in down the right, and Cuckoo nicks the ball. So the ball side looks for Hendrick for his hat trick. Oh, was that the post or was that a save? Either way, it was close to the third for Hendrick. As we have a corner, and I've just taken off the two main threats from the corners. So it's no surprise that there's no highlight to show you there. As we drift into the last 10 minutes, I've got one more sub to make, or have I already done my allocation of changes? I think I've got one more. We'll see. Moretti looks for Hendrick down the left. Mariba to Moretti. Moretti strike. Oh, he hits the post or the bar or both. Either way, he was very close for that one. We have got the one, and I'll do that. What he's saying to just, don't know, make him feel like I'm listening to him every now and then. If it goes through, doesn't look like it's gone through. Doesn't look like it will go through in time now. But never mind. As Gosens gets the ball down the left, looks back for Kim Min Jae. Kim Min Jae brings it forward again. He's lost it this time. I was going to say he's been having a bit of joy running with the ball, but he went and lost it, give him the kiss of death. Adrago there. Nicks in, gets it to Moretti, looks for Nkuku, and Nkuku loses it in midfield. And Ferreira's in, and it only find the side netting. Well marshalled there from Guardiola. It's probably his last act on the pitch. And there we go, 5-0, comfortable winners. Bit of a disappointing second half after blowing away in the first, but we did make the changes. We did bring on a couple of players that probably haven't had the football this year. So I'm happy with that. I'll go away and play a few games off camera now, and then I'll come back for the Champions League draw. Here we have it then. It's time for the draw. But before I do that, let me just show you the goal that Hendrick scored in our last game. This is worthy of the highlight reel. I don't normally go back and show these kind of things, but just wait till you see the audacity of this from the young Brazilian fella. Can I skip to the next one? I don't know. Right, we'll see this one anyway, because I think Goosens gives it a bit of a whack. But that's not why we're. This is why we're here. Over the top. Look at this. Dush, dush. Oh, oh my good God. That boy is on fire. But let's have a look at the Champions League draw. Who we're going to get in our next live game for you. Going to start the draw. Zidane's hosting. That's better. I think it was Koeman last year. We can't be having that again. So as you see, we're seeded there alongside Man City, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Milan, Newcastle, Barcelona, and Inter. So quite happy to avoid those teams. And if we look at the unseeded teams, oh, well, it doesn't get that much easier in some of them, does it? You've got Man United, PSG, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Marseille, Lazio, and Arsenal. Now, if I'm correct, I don't think we can play Chelsea or Man United because we played them and Lazio, and because we played them in the league phase, which leaves possible Juventus, PSG. I don't think we can get Bayern because they're from our country, Marseille, or Arsenal. So out of them four, I think I'd probably take Marseille, if I'm being honest. I think most people would take Marseille. But yeah, definitely want to avoid PSG because you just always want to avoid PSG. But we'll see. We'll see. The draw's not in our hands. It is in the hands of Zizou, one of my favourite ever players, Zinedine Zidane. Man United first out of the hat. It's Man City, so you can play teams from the same division. So that opens up Bayern Munich as a possible opponent for us. Juventus, I probably would take them. Or not. Liverpool can have them. Okay. Chelsea played them in we did play them in the league phase. I don't think we can get them. Newcastle, so 2 all English ties there. Ouch. They're not like in England for a quarter-final phase. Lazio played them in the league phase, so we get them again. Leipzig. So everything that I thought about the Champions League draw was wrong. You can play anyone. Cool. So why not? The one team that beat us in the whole league phase. Let's just see who else is there. Paris Saint-Germain versus Real Madrid. Oh, what a tie that's going to be. Bayern Munich. Is it going to be Arsenal? It's going to be Milan. Arsenal are in the other pot, aren't they? Got to keep up with this. Marseille, they will face Barcelona, and Arsenal will face the last seeded team in the draw, which is Inter. So there we have it. Lazio, the old nemesis, the ones that turned us over in the league phase. So, how many games till we go till we face them? It is one more game. So I'll play Dusseldorf off camera, bring you back for the Lazio game. Hopefully it's a barnstormer and hopefully we don't get done like we did in the league. Right, so before we get into the Lazio game, as you can see here, we have qualified for next season's Champions League, as it was no surprise as we're miles ahead of everyone. But with that means budget time. And are you ready for this? Look at that. I've got one thing and one thing only to say about that. But before we worry about spending that wad of cash, we better try and deal with Lazio and try and win this year's Champions League. And here's the team that's going to try and do it. Costa, Guardiola, Kim Min-jae, Perez and Timber. I'm going to go Bellingham, Moriba, Dom, Nkunku, Endrick and Cho. Not ideal, but Shesko and Vitor Roque both out injured for the last couple of games. I think probably a couple of weeks left. Yeah, 6 to 10 and 4 to 12. So we've only got 2 fit strikers. Heavy match load, but got no choice. Hopefully we can rest at least one of them. I'm guessing, Drago can come in and play up front. Maybe Nkunku can play up front. We've got some options. So luckily we're that far ahead in the league that we can rest if we need to. It would be good to just go out and put ourselves in a comfortable position after the first leg. But I can't really see it being that comfortable as Lazio beat us in the league phase. If I remember rightly, it was only 1-0 from a penalty, and I think they missed the second penalty in that game. But it was probably one of the games that made me go out and change our coaching setup because we were woeful in front of goal. And it's not starting any better. 2 shots inside the first 10 minutes, none of them on target. No one really looking to take control of this game. Oh, there's a goal in the Bundesliga, but we're going to change that to Champions League in a minute if we can survive this attack. Luis Alberto, Felipe Anderson, and was that tip round the corner by Costa? It was indeed. There's a bit of a poor challenge on the edge of the box there. Have to do better as they swing it in, and Bellingham gets up, heads it away as far as Felipe Anderson, who looks for SMS. Johansson gets the flick on, but nothing really comes of it. So Chelsea Newcastle would have a game that's going on at the same time. Nothing much happening there either. Cool, this is one of them games where you wouldn't mind working late on this Champions League night, would you? Gee, come on, boys. Right, let's demand a bit more. 11 shots, 3 on target. See, this is what bugs me. This is what bugs me with this team. Here we go. Highlight down the left. Endrick with the ball. To Bellingham, who brings it forward. Moriba. Okay, slow build here. Kim Min-jae. Moriba again. Oh, gets tackled. All slides in. Luckily for us, wins the ball. Slobozlai looks for Endrick. Cut out. Marcus Leonardo for them. Ciro Immobile. Felipe Anderson. Maybe this is going to be their highlight. Hopefully we can see this out. Bellingham cuts out the pass in. We lump it forward towards Endrick, who gets beaten in the air, as you'd expect. Johansson there to Luis Alberto. Felipe Anderson looks for Marcus Leonardo, who's in and puts it wide unforgivably. Should be 1-0 down after that. And it just shows that Lazio are still just as tough a opposition as they were when we played them earlier in the season. As Mohamed Ali Cho looks back to Perez for Bellingham. Moriba looks for Nkunku. Endrick's in. Endrick squares it to Cho, who taps it in the open net. I'm sure there'll be a VAR look at this, and it'll be absolutely unforgivable if he is offside, given that Endrick probably should have shot, but it's not. He's awarded. Unselfish play from Endrick there. I think Endrick, out of our strikers, has probably scored the last 10 or 7 or 8 at least. This time he squares it for his mate, Mohamed Ali Cho, who just gratefully taps into the empty net. Lazio defenders go mad, but they should be going mad at each other because he's actually behind the ball as it's played, so it's impossible for him to be offside. And it's 1-0, and it's also 1-0 to Chelsea in the other game. As we look to just defend this and try and see this out to half time, Moriba tries to bring the ball away. He looks for Cho over the top. Has Cho got the pace? He has. Has Cho got the composure? Oh, he's hit the bar. Oh, that would have been a big chance to go 2-0 up. As now Immobile down the other end straight away looks for Marcus Leonardo, but it's behind him. and the ball fades out for half time. And I think, well, but no, you're capable of even better. It's be a big first leg to win. If we can come out of this with a 1-0 win, or even better, as SMS departs injured, which does us a bit of a favour. Surprised he's still at Lazio. Not, he hasn't gone to United or PSG or somewhere like that. But Perez brings it forward. Timber down the right. Can he swing a ball in? No, he gets tackled by Murisic. And then Felipe Anderson finds Immobile, who looks for Leonardo, but again Bellingham's there to cut it out. Back to Costa. Bit of an aimless lump forward. And Vardiol misses it. Yeah, Isaac Johansson, who was great on last year's FM, and he absolutely smashed that in for his first goal. Yeah, Gvardiol, you know that was your. Well, Costa, I'm not really happy with that lump ball forward. But as you can see here, the ball over the top, he gets caught underneath it. Johansson brings it down, smashes it into the roof of the net, and it's 1-1. Nothing really much going on since. Going to get just after the hour mark. Let's look at what changes we can make. We can't really do anything up front because there's a lack of options there. We can bring on Moretti for Moriba. And I'm going to try and bring Bellingham a little bit forward. And Simakan on for Timber, who's struggling a bit physically and is on a booking. Probably rules him out of the next leg because we do pick up a lot of bookings. We have a throw here for Guardiola down the left and Cuckoo. Guardiola fires it in low to Cho, but it's blocked as we look to try and recap the ball, which we did, but nothing came of it. 20 minutes left now, still 1-0 in the other game to Chelsea, that Lukaku goal. And Lazio come forward again with Lazari down the right-hand side. Crosses it in, it deflected. It's gone for a corner. Can we keep this corner out? Luis Alberto with it. Swings it in and out swinger. Simakan gets up and Cuckoo nods it out and away to nothing. Right, we've got 10 minutes to go. What can we do to up the tempo in this game? Try and get an all-important away win. Going to do that. Change fullback. And we're going to demand more when the game lets us. 5 minutes or so to go. We've been all over them in terms of shots. Again, poor conversion rate though. 19 shots, 20 shots now to 1 goal. And as we're defending a free kick from Luis Alberto, Romagnoli gets in there. But it looks like he was offside. It's going to. Oh, I thought the game was going to finish, but we've got maybe one last highlight. As Gosens looks to bring it forward. Endrick looks for Nkuku's broke through. And Mohamed Ali Cho is in. This time the dink is on target, is in the back of the net. They're looking at offside again. He does have a history of being caught offside, but not in this game. What a crucial goal that could be. Endrick with the ball here, and Cuckoo, he looks like he's timed his run to perfection, and this time the dink, he gets enough top spin on it or backspin on it to bring it down over the keeper and in. As we see it again, just to see how. That is very close this time, but that is what his game is about. He plays on the shoulder, and he has secured us, has he? Yes, he secured us a vital away win against Lazio. Revenge for the group stage. Puts us in a good position going into the home leg in a week. We can probably rest some players in the league game, and hopefully we've done enough to secure our place in the Champions League quarter-final. And if that sounds like a bit of you, please be an absolute legend and leave a thumbs up on the video, and I will see you for the next one.